starting with the study.
Star Reader.
Star Reader, okay.
And so we have a couple of things that are web-based, so that's a good resource, and it comes with data and reports. So that is another way we can use assessments other than paper and pen. And I've noticed throughout the year, some of our kids who don't necessarily get into the paper and pencil test, they're excited to take the test on the computer.
Levante Broughton to the office, please. Levante Broughton to the office, please.
Wow, it's flow. You have, yeah, good. You know you are stop it. You know, it's good. So we talk about the kids that were able to access this technology, even if they don't want to use, the paper.
Yeah, the paper and pen. We have a couple of assessments that can be done online.
Okay.
We also have the Georgia Online Access System, which has the CRCT questions, and the kids are able to utilize that. It gives them instant feedback. So that's another plus of the technology, that's provided by our district. But the kids are able to take tests utilizing CRCT. Quizzes that the teachers can program.
So they can monitor their own.
Yes. After they take a test, and the teachers can create them with a certain amount of questions in it, that the test can actually, the answers can actually be emailed directly to the teachers if they program it to do that.
Wow.
And
But I heard that also in the study island.
Study Island will do that as well.
They have game also.
They have games. They have games, and they have assessments and questions that they allows the kids to see where they are, and the teachers can actually go in and kind of tweak the system. So, for instance, the kids will not be able to play a game unless they master something. So the technology frees up the teacher a little bit, because they can utilize it to create centers. They can do it as whole group or small group. So
to address it,
for enrichment as well as remediation. So it does free up the teacher a little bit to be able to work with another group and to kind of have a way to, it's almost like a second teacher in the room to a certain extent. Because when I have a small group over working on a lesson, I don't have to rely on them telling me, oh, I understood. I can look at their actual assessment
and that brings to my other question, because there is a dilemma now within the use of technology, whether most people think that technology is so, the lesson are so technology centered, whereas the other part we have, we need more, human interaction, or maybe the instruction is more teacher-centered than, student-centered. What is the place of those new technology in terms of whether it's addressed, the setting whereby, the teacher is the sole, sage on stage?
I think there needs to be a balance with everything, because, for instance, assessment on a computer can let someone know, a teacher know, that they miss 1 through 5 or 6 and 9.
Okay.
But a teacher is the only one that's going to be able to sit down and say, well, they missed question 6 because they forgot to carry the 1. There's things that I don't think technology makes a teacher obsolete.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody should feel that way. I think it just can enhance the classroom and give the kids, give you more tools. But a teacher always has to be able to know, where the student is. And so I don't think we should ever get to a point where we're relying on technology more than, visual observation and actual class discussion. But I do think, used correctly, it makes a complete classroom.
So that means the focus here is to lead the instruction toward class-centered environment instead of teacher-centered.
Yes.
Okay. And the technology plays that role within.
Yes, it definitely plays a role like that.
Okay. How do you foresee, let's say in 5 years, the future of this technology in this school? Let's be prophetic.
We are definitely, when I talk to my colleagues at different schools, we are definitely on the forefront of technology here. I mean, there's a long way to go as far as there's technologies that we don't have here. But when I talk to some of my peers about what they have at their school, I know we're definitely headed in the right area. We set goals, like we set goals with wanting everyone to have the Promethean board, and we did that. We set goals with wanting everybody to have a slate, and now we've ordered that. We have, everybody has an LCD projector. Even before we got the Promethean boards, we make sure we did that. And so we try to phase things in. We want to stay on top of things because we want our kids to be prepared. We know that some of them, just because of the environment, the neighborhood, there's already some disadvantages.
Okay.
And we just want to be prepared. So we go to trainings, we go to workshops, we go to conferences. We meet with our peers. We try to keep abreast through our learning technology specialists, our instructional specialists, media, and then even when the teachers go somewhere, they're really good about coming back and saying, hey, I saw this, this is a good resource, or I really like it, what can we do? And the teachers can submit requests, we do that. And so I just see in 5 years we're getting stronger and stronger with our technologies, that we start working on our teachers feeling more comfortable. As you said before, the technology to the students is new and it's fresh and they love it. And some of our teachers, maybe some of our older teachers, are a little sometimes intimidated with the technology. And so we're working now, I think in the next 5 years, what we need to strive is a stronger integration of it's here, but is everybody using it? It's available and they have access to it, but is everybody utilizing it and at the highest level? So in the next 5 years, one of the things, of course, purchasing more technology, but ensuring that our staff and our students are comfortable in using it and integrating it, and so that we're getting everything out of it that it's trying to do.
Okay. That means in terms of technology, you have to get updated every time.
Yes.
And my last question is about, okay, what is the final decision? I mean, you went to the workshop, you saw a lot of new technology. There are a lot of variety of technology now going on here. Okay, what is the variable in terms of choosing the right technology for the school or the classroom?
It's a combination. Some things are just, is it compatible with the network that we have? There are some things that we might like.
Is there any decisional process?
It really depends. We of course have approved vendors in APS, and so whatever we purchase has to be through approved vendor. They always require that vendor will provide training. They don't want us to purchase something and then we're looking in the box trying to figure it out. So they always want whatever.
Okay, but what is the process of buying in? Okay, this is my new technology. Okay, I think that of course every vendor will say, okay, it's very useful, and so what is the cross of the matter? What makes you decide that, okay, this is the technology that we want?
Who can it serve? Who can it serve? There are times, for instance, there might be a program that only applies to English. Okay. For instance, we have the Power Speak program that we're in the process of purchasing, which will be used with the foreign language teachers. So of course, it doesn't really technically assist the math teacher, but what it does is it makes a more well-rounded child. So we look at what is the long-term goal of this? What is the short-term goal? What are our curriculum standards? What do we want our kids to do? Yes, pricing definitely is a big issue. Can we afford it? What's the for instance, like we buy printers, which is on the lower end of the technology. It's we might have like a printer, but how much is it going to cost to keep it running? Meaning, what's the ink on this? How much do you think we're going to use? Is this something that looks like it's going to last more than 1 year? Is there a warranty with it? So it's a lot of things in play. Definitely the cost, whether or not trainings, do they offer continuous trainings? Like a couple of years, well, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, we purchased some smart boards, and the next year when we had new staff, we had a large turnover, and they didn't provide any training. So it would be like another $500, for an hour. And it came down to, okay, we have this technology,
Mr. Neal, you're wanted in LC5. Mr. Neal, if you're in the building, could you please report to LC5? Thank you.
So, we had the technology, we spent a lot of money on it, and then the upkeep of it was so expensive. So it's a deterrent. So we kind of learned from that to make sure that it's something. And then a reputable company, are they going to be here to be able to provide service if something goes down on it? Like some.
What is that available to?
Yeah, because some of the machinery or whatever we purchase, it's you got to ship it back for them to fix it. It's like, do we have money when we have equipment that a lot of hands use? Are we going to be able to take care of it? Is it going to be able to, if something breaks down, how quick the turnover? And then, of course, we got a great machine last year that just really saved us a lot of time. And that was something that was recommended by peers that had used it at other schools. So, it's a combination.
Mr. Neal, please open the gym door. Mr. Neal, could you please unlock the gym door?
It's a combination. It's not one thing. It's not one thing. So I would just say, cost, training, the warranty, peer reviews from other schools.
Maintenance?
Yeah, maintenance, definitely. Has it increased in achievement at other schools?
Okay.
The data machine that we have now, that great Scantrons, it saves a lot of time. It gives us good graphs back.
Okay, the data machine.
Yes, and so it helps save time. I mean, it doesn't impact. It impacts the whole school, not directly, because children don't use it.
The whole school is data driven.
Yes, data driven, definitely. And so it's just a combination of things.
And personally, what is your ambition in terms of, this is my job, this is what I like to do, but what do you think that is more challenging to you in doing this job, and what are the solutions that you see yourself? It's a difficult question.
One thing is it is the hope of school, as I said, and so you service students and teachers and adults and you're everything to everybody, and it sometimes can be a little bit overwhelming. Each year, I think it started maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where the state implemented a technology test for the kids, and so I've got to start working as well with teachers on integrating more technology, because the kids know how to do a lot of things, but even like the terminology of different things, they may, it doesn't necessarily reflect on the test. And it's not about the data, but we just want them to be able to talk about what they know and to be able to explain what they know with the correct terminology.
Okay.
Because our kids know this. They are able to sit down and do PowerPoints and create different things, but they may not know the technical terms of things, and so that puts them in a disadvantage in the real world. And so we're working every year to increase our scores on that test, to know that we have the technology here, but our kids really fully understand how to utilize it and how to use it to create things, not just a flyer for a birthday party, but something that's gonna
be useful for some
reason. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
useful. So that just the integration of more and more technology, our school being able to produce things. We have a vision of having a website that our kids can actually kind of make upkeep and work on. I think Grady has one where it's actually driven by their students. And so that would be something to see the kids do. They love to be hands-on and to have them be able to tell a aunt, a mom, a dad or something, look at this website, this is my page, or this is what I created, or these are the pictures I took. We have a photography class this year, and they're using that technology to create some things, and so we're hoping to integrate that so they can, start working and doing things with the website.
Very ambitious
Yes, so
program.
I'm excited about it.
Okay. Miss George, thank you so much for your time, and I'm very happy to be talking with you today. And see you next time.
All right, thank you.
Incorporates teleconferences.